is Hicks, a junior at Jesuit High School. Live in Davis, California. Lived in Davis my entire life, so 16 years. The trip was a lot of fun. It was like a month trip or so when we went during the summer. It took us about a week to get up to Alaska because we traveled through Canada and we drove up in our excursion. And we got there. We stayed there for I want to say 2 weeks and then drove back on the fourth week. We did so many things on the way up. We stopped and just stayed at people's houses who were inviting us there, and it was a lot of fun. But I think like my biggest memory of being there was when we went up to one of the gigantic glaciers, and we could just stand below it and marvel at how big just a block of ice was, and it was really cool. I went with my mom, dad, and 2 brothers, and I left with my mom and 2 brothers, and then about a weekend when we got up to Alaska, my dad flew up and met us there. Lacrosse started, I want to say in 6th grade. It was the first time I played lacrosse. I went to a summer camp and decided I really enjoyed it. And so then, since then, I've just been playing. Given a lot of my spare time meaning, so when I'm not doing something or I'm not even at practice, I'll go out and I'll throw with my lacrosse stick, and it's a constant part of my life. Like currently at Jesuit, we get up twice a week at 5:30 to go to weight room for lacrosse, and then go and practice on Friday mornings for lacrosse. So it's a constant within my life, and so it's a good part of it. It's a constant growing process that you never know everything's from it, and you can always be better than what you originally were. So my sophomore year, towards the end of the year, my coach brought me up for the playoffs so I could get a feeling of the team and how the dynamics worked and everything like that. And that felt pretty good because I was one of the only 4 people to be brought up, which kind of secured a spot up on varsity.
How did the passing of your father affect you?
It was kind of rough because I learned about it right after the end of a bad lacrosse game. Lacrosse game I was just immediately forgot about, but I remember the first time I heard about it, I thought it was a joke and someone was just playing like a prank on me, and so there's a whole long story to go with that, but I didn't believe it at first like every kid did, and I still 2-ish years later, I'm still waiting for him to come home every time I walk past my front door. So it's really affected my life as I came from being towards the end of my freshman year to losing him. So my sophomore grades tanked pretty hard, and my just towards the end of the year I was starting to bring him back up, but it was quite rough, and it's just a big piece of your life just disappears without you even knowing about it.
How did you deal with this sorrow?
A lot of it I did by myself. I don't really open up to people very well, and so I kind of just pushed myself through it, but I feel like looking back on it would have been better if I did talk to people and kind of vent with people, because I went into and I get really angry really quickly. I had a short fuse, and so it wasn't a very enjoyable period of my life, and I'd be awake for most nights trying to get over it. So I think talking to someone would have been a much better option than just bottling it up and waiting for it to explode. Well, my dad was really the one who came to all my sports games and who was the one who taught me how to shoot. So I really admire him for all of that. And so he'd come to all my soccer games before I played lacrosse, and then he came to all my lacrosse games when I played lacrosse, or when I still do play lacrosse. But he was the one who really got me my guns and into shooting. And he was just going out with him and marveling at his skill in shooting because he was in the military. So those are like the biggest memories, him after my games and shooting with him. Significant events have really helped me become stronger because I have more awareness of the smaller things in life, and say if someone loses someone, I know what that feels like, and so I'm decent at consoling them and knowing that stuff isn't going to feel better, or it's never going to heal fully, but time will help. And so through all of the issues that have arisen in my life, I feel like I become a better person, and I have more of my goals laid out clearer, and I know what I really want to do and have my life accomplish.